this time I suddenly felt like I need to talk about salsa. This is one of my bigger passions in life, and I have to talk about salsa today. And now, where should I begin? Back in 2016, I started dancing. I was about to. In fact, I was about to date a girl. No, I was dating a girl. She was Italian. Um, I think we went on one or two dates, but I remember she asked me if I can join her to take a salsa lesson together, and we never hit it off on the dating front. But I did get into this lesson with her, and I think she dropped out at some point, and I did not have much contact with her. She was a very reserved type of a woman, and probably was not. She wanted to dance salsa, I remember, but she wasn't probably. It didn't hit it off with her. Anyways, that's how I got into it. That's 2016. Even before that, I lived for 2 years in Germany, where I uh, danced like socially without any skills, going to places where they have a free workshop before the night kicks on, um, in a bar or something where you can drink and dance a little bit and so on, have fun. So my first lesson was in, I think, January or February 2016, and my first after first lesson, I think I carried on to the second lesson. What I mean by second lesson is a set of 6 or 7 weeks lessons, every week on a day for 1 hour or something, and I did that. I was dedicated, but I still didn't have the confidence to go out and dance socially. I went certain times to dance socially, and I'm talking about Trondheim. It's a city in Norway, um, a very close, small community. But they were fairly good dancers, and I went to dance socially. I remember in 2016, and I was shocked by looking at the skill level that people had, and I was nowhere. I mean, I couldn't do even 5% of what they were doing, and I could not dare to ask a woman. I felt like it's gonna be embarrassing to dance and ask somebody and not have much to show for. Um, so I remember I went, I think, 2 times to dance socially, and I didn't manage to dance anything. I didn't manage to ask a single woman out for a dance, and that's it. I think I thought like I'm too reserved, I'm too introverted to do this, and I can't just do it. So I moved on. Quick forward, I think maybe it took a year or two later. I suddenly thought like, why not give a salsa lesson three? They used to call it salsa one, salsa two, salsa three as the 8 week lessons, and I took the salsa three at Salsa Noor company in Trondheim, and I think that was in 2017 or late 2017. So there had been at least 1.5 years of gap, and I gave salsa a second go. But the interesting aspect is that when I went to the salsa one lesson, they gave us a playlist. I think it was Spotify or something, and they gave us a playlist that we could listen to and get attuned to listening to salsa music, which is a fairly important and under underrated thing among salsa dancers. Everybody who loves to dance salsa, but they don't really listen to salsa music privately, they struggle to be good dancers. And what happened that I just started to listen to this playlist for about a year. I listened a lot. I think I was just listening salsa music, even though I wasn't dancing. I just got hooked to the music. It was really wonderful. I mean, salsa music is really wonderful, and I will make a separate video about just the music because it's just fascinating. Um, but what happened in that time? I listened to salsa music so much, it is just buzzing in my head. When I moved, and suddenly 1.5 year later in 2017, I took up the salsa 3 lesson, all the salsa tunes are already in my head. The melodies, the way they are structured, I just know the songs. And that was a huge plus. I went in, I took Salsa 3 like fish to the water. I was straight into it and I could like learn things in no go, no problem, very quickly, and immediately I could use those skills. And then I started going out dancing socially, and probably the first time I actually danced socially. Ask somebody for a dance, and I remember I used to impress them. They would be very happy dancing with me, even though I was quite new still in the social dancing floor. And then I kept on dancing, and eventually I went started going to some salsa, what do you call, festivals, or yeah, I think this is called festivals. This happens in some places, 2 3 days filled with workshops and dancing events, dancing parties in the evening. And I went to Milano for a salsa festival, and several other places. But in 2018, of course, I started to also take interest in the contratiempo style of dancing, which is dancing on two, and gradually also started dancing a little bit of on one LA style salsa. And also, if you are interested in contratiempo, on to the New York style is essentially also, it's not exactly a contratiempo. There is a big community debate in this, but yeah, on to is New York Mambo style, which you dance on a line, and it's wonderful. So gradually I got interested in all these styles, and I'm not really I have danced a lot of Cuban salsa. When I said salsa 1 2 3, those were in Cuban style of dancing. But as years pass by, I realized that I mean, all types of salsa is interesting. And when you have Cuban timba music, it's nice to dance Cuban salsa, or what they call casino. But when it is more like the 1970s Fania All Stars type of music, or some salsa music from the United States from the 70s, 80s, very fairly slow and easy, um, and romantic type of songs, you definitely want to dance LA style. And then you have, of course, the mambo, where you can really listen to this slap on the conga, and the tutu is just you cannot dance anything other than on to if you really enjoy that song. It's like you can celebrate that song, a mambo song, by dancing mambo to it. Can't dance anything else. And now it's 2025. It's been a few years where I had actually lost interest in salsa, and 2020, when Corona came, I of course got detached with salsa. 1 or 2 years went by very quickly, and then I got also quite busy in my work life, even though I kept listening and dancing once in a while. And salsa has been at the core of my heart for many, many years. And I went to Japan in 2025. And suddenly I started, I mean, just before that, I had noticed that perhaps my salsa um, desire is kind of gone. I don't feel like going out and dancing so much. I even put out the shoes, some salsa shoes I bought, which I barely used, also for sale. And then suddenly I went to Japan, and in Japan we danced socially in. I don't remember if we danced in Tokyo. We did dance in Osaka and probably also Kyoto, and suddenly like salsa is back on track. And I was surprised that it would take me to go to Japan to reinvent myself as a salsa social dancer. And my God, what a kick I got. And when I came back, I just went into more and more into salsa. Those shoes that were on sale, they are not on sale anymore. I'm using them, and I'm going to use them. They're very beautiful, like white and black pattern shoes, beautiful. And now I stand in a place where I'm not loyal to any style. I love Cuban salsa to Cuban music, timba music, changui, and all Cuban styles, and I like to dance LA style to LA music, salsa music, and when you get this real Cuban, sorry, mambo vibe, where you can really listen to the conga, and it's a little slower, that can be a little bit groovy, like pachanga, boogaloo type of music. I do dance, and cha cha cha, not to forget. I dance on to. It's just absolutely wonderful. I guess everybody should give on to style a go. This is where the heart of salsa dancing, the real love, is like that part where you hit it. It just gives you so much pleasure. Is that kind of salsa on to is that kind of salsa. So that's my salsa journey. I think Cuban style is a little bit hard to dance socially because it you go around, so you have to always watch out for partners and other people where they are placed, because you're going to turn a woman who is going to go into a circle, and yeah, so it's difficult to allocate a place where when you're dancing Cuban, and that's why I feel like Cuban salsa is not really made for dancing socially, especially in small places where it's a little bit crammed up, which often it can be. Suddenly, even a place which is quite big, suddenly if you have so many people dancing, that it can just feel crammed up, and that's where I think the LA style and New York style are New York LA style is a little bit better because it's very straight. So you just pick a line and then you just dance on that line. You go from here to there. She comes from there to here, and it's just best for social dancing. That's the beauty of LA style that I like. When it comes to mambo, mambo is also sort of in a line, but it sometimes can be a little bit going from this to this perpendicular, and so it does come a little bit closer to the Cuban style of dancing, going into the circle. But you can certainly dance mambo as well in a pure line, always going in a line. It's a little bit more how to say, a bigger box, so to say, than a smaller box like in LA. But both are better than Cuban in terms of social dancing, not the dance itself. The vibe is important. If you have the Cuban vibe, you dance Cuban and you enjoy it. If you have the LA vibe, you dance LA, because the music is developed in a way that supports the dancing of a certain style. And mambo is the same. If you feel this mambo vibe, then dance mambo. That's where you will enjoy it the most. And people asking me to dance Cuban to LA music and LA to Cuban music, and I mean, I can do it, but I feel it deeply inside my heart that my heart is not in it when I do it. And when I do it forcefully, then it's like a dead body without life in it. It looks like a body, but it doesn't have life in it. So, and that's how my dances could be if I am not fully able to connect with the music. And as I said, I can connect with Cuban and LA and mambo music just as equally. And if I have to dance the same style, then it works. All right, so that's became a bit of a long video, but I guess I can look at this video myself at a later stage to just remember my growth of salsa in the last 9 to 10 years. So what a journey it has been, and I'm happy to be back on the dance floor, and I want to thrive on the dance floor for several years to come. It just keeps you alive. Salsa. Be a salsero and salsero. Yeah, and salsera.